What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here, and welcome to my Week 6 predictions of the NFL 2018-2019 season. Now, before we go forward and predict the Week 6 games, let's look back on how we did predicting the Week 5 games. Now, if you're new to this series, as you guys can see, there are three columns, one being the ones that I predict. I say who I think personally is going to win each game. And then we have the bowl, and we put the two teams in a bowl, pick one out, and see who's going to win that way. And for men, of course, just a franchise mode simulation, seeing who Madden's going to think is going to win that way, going along with the NFL season. Now, as you guys can see, I did the best record that last week for Week 5. I went 9-6. 9-6 is all right. It's actually pretty good, but I always like to do better. I like to get in the double-digit wins, but hey, 9-6, I'll take it. I thought I was actually going to do a little bit better than that, but hey, that's all right. It doesn't matter. That's still good. It's still the best record this week. Not by much, only by one, because the Bull went 8-7 and Madden also went 8-7. They both tied. My overall got boosted up to 42, 34-2. Madden's is now 43, 33-2, and Madden's is 37, 39-2. And sorry, the Bulls is 43, 33. 43, 33-2. So not Madden. I slipped up there. But as you guys can see, I'm only one prediction correct away from tying the Bull in overall. Which I can definitely overtake the Bull if the Bull starts to flop and I start to, get some good predictions. I gotta keep up. Hopefully I got predicts goods. I know I'm taking, and I have faith in that. And yeah, Madden's, he's catching up too. And the Bull is, the Bull. The Bull likes to pick differently, and sometimes that benefits, sometimes it doesn't. And this week it kind of went so-so, because 8-7's not a bad record. We all did pretty good once again. 8-7's probably getting 8 predictions right is probably the best record, if that makes any sense. But yeah, let's look a little bit more in depth of this and see who got what games correct. For the Colts versus the Patriots, me and Batman got that right. We're saying the Patriots, but the Bull got that wrong with the Colts. The Titans versus the Bills, I got that wrong with the Titans. Madden got that right with the Bills, and the Bull got that right with the Bills. That one really surprised me. I really thought the Titans would have got that one. The Falcons versus the Steelers, we all three had the Steelers, and all three got that right, thankfully. Now that was Steelers football right there. Hopefully they can keep up the momentum. As you guys might know, I'm a big Steelers fan. The Broncos versus the Jets, me and Madden got that wrong with the Broncos, but the Bull got that right with the Jets. That one kind of surprised me too. The Jaguars versus the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs and got that right. The Bull had the Chiefs and got that right. Man got that wrong with the Jaguars. That was a pretty good game. I just had a feeling the Chiefs were gonna outdo the Jaguars there. Just didn't think Blake Bortles was gonna show up. The Packers versus the Lions. We all three got that wrong with the Packers. The Ravens versus the Browns, we all three got that wrong with the Ravens. The Giants versus the Panthers, we all three got that right with the Panthers. The Bengals versus the Dolphins, me and Madden got that wrong with the Dolphins, but the Bull got that right with the Bengals. Unfortunate, the Dolphins blew a pretty good lead there. It was like 14-0, maybe even 17-0. Yeah, unfortunate. And final score is like 27-17. Raiders versus the Chargers. I got that right with the Chargers. The Bull got that wrong with the Raiders. And Madden got that right with the Chargers. The Cardinals versus the 49ers. We all three got that right with the Cardinals. The Vikings versus the Eagles. Me and the Bull got that right with the Vikings, but Madden got that wrong with the Eagles. The Rams versus the Seahawks. I got that right with the Rams, but the Bull and Madden got that wrong with the Seahawks. I had no question the Rams were going to do that, but it was a little bit shaky. It was 33-30. Cowboys versus the Texans. Me and the Bull got that wrong with the Cowboys, but Man got that right with the Texans. And then finally, the Redskins versus the Saints. Me and Man got that right with the Saints, but the Bull got that wrong with the Redskins. Now, with all that being said, let's finally move into the new stuff and predict the Week 6 games. All right, first up, Thursday night football, big divisional game here. The Eagles at the Giants. I am going with the Eagles. I just think they're the overall better team than the Giants, and the Giants have not been doing well that much. They almost beat the Panthers, but almost is not doing, and they lost. The Eagles, though, they've been struggling too. They've been getting a little shaky there. They lost to the Vikings, but the Vikings are a good team. I'm still going with the Eagles, Super Bowl champions. I think they still have a decent roster to at least beat the Giants here in this scenario. The Bulls going to say yes also to the Eagles winning this game. And also Madden is going to say the Eagles win this game 35-17. Alright, next up we have the Sunday 1 o'clock games. First up we have the Buccaneers at the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons. The Falcons came off a tough loss, getting destroyed by my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Buccaneers coming off of a bye week, but before that, they looked like they lost Fitzmagic, and they did because Jameis Winston came in, and that just it still didn't help. They got crushed by the Bears, so I'm going. The reason I'm going with the Falcons is because I think they are the better team in this situation. The defense is a bit shaky, but hey, so is Tampa's, and there's no really excuse for Tampa's because I don't think they have that many injuries on defense, but I know the Falcons have a bunch of injuries. So, hey, maybe the Buccaneers can get that done. I don't know. The Bulls seems to think so because the Bulls going to be taking the Buccaneers over the Atlanta Falcons. And Madden's also going to agree with the Bull and say the Buccaneers win against the Falcons 30-24. Now, honestly, that's a little bit more of a toss-up than it should be and than we all expected it to be, but I've lost faith in the Buccaneers, and I think a lot of people have too. Actually, people more so lost faith in the Falcons, I think. But they look like they could do something as long as they can get going on offense, which surprisingly they didn't against the Steelers, which against the Steelers defense is not that hard to do, honestly. As a Steelers fan, I can say that. But next up we have Panthers at the Redskins. I'm going with the Panthers. I like how they're looking. They almost lost to the Giants, but they didn't. They got some good wins. The Redskins got destroyed by the Saints. I'm pretty sure it was like 40 to something. I like the Panthers in this matchup. I just think they're the better team. The Bull, though, is going to say the Redskins are going to win this. And Madden's going to agree with the Bull once again, saying the Redskins beat the Panthers 31-28. So far I've been the odd man out as opposed to that first one. So I don't know. That can be a good thing for me or a bad thing for me. But I just really think the Panthers can win against the Redskins. Maybe I'm wrong, but you never know. Alright, next up we have the Seahawks at the Raiders. I'm going with the Seahawks here. The Raiders might on paper look like the better team, but they've just not been playing like it. They finally got their first win, I think. Actually, when did they get their first win? Yeah, they got their first win, like, not last week, but the week before that against the Browns. And they turn around and lose to the Chargers again. The Seahawks, they're just, a lot of people saying they're not the same team, but they can still do something. They almost beat the Rams, honestly. They lost by 3, so I'm taking the Seahawks in this. And actually, so is the Bull. The Bull's going to agree with that. And Madden is going to agree with that. Three-way agreement, first one of the episode, said the Seahawks win 17-7. That's pretty realistic of a score. And of all predictions, I didn't expect that to be a three-way tie. I expected to be the odd man out there. Every time I expect to be the odd man out, I never am. So it's interesting. But moving right along here, we are going next up with the Colts at the Jets. Both teams are like, man, not that good, but, you know, some people are expecting more of the Jets. But I'm actually going to go with the Colts here. I don't know why. I just feel like the Colts can get this done. The Jets seem like the better team, honestly, but I'm going with the upset here, that the Colts get this done with the more experienced quarterback in Andrew Luck. Honestly, both of the teams don't really have any kind of special weapons there. So yeah, I mean, isn't T.Y. Hilton injured? I thought I heard. I don't know. I never like to say stuff like that when I don't know for sure because I really don't even know. But I don't know. I think the Jets are going to upset the Colts here because the Jets have been disappointing other than last week and their week 1. So I think they're going to disappoint again even after a victory. The Bull is going to agree and say the Colts beat the Jets. But Madden's going with the Jets here 29-28. A 1-point game. All right. Respect to that. Alright, next up we have Cardinals at the Vikings. And I'm going with the Vikings. The Cardinals finally getting their first win last week against Jimmy G-less 49ers. Which we all expected. Literally, we all three. It was a 3-way agreement. So I'm going with the Vikings because they took out the Eagles. Kind of blew their lead, but still got the job done. The Vikings have had like they had the surprising loss against the Bills, and they lost to the Rams. But the Rams are a really good team. You can't blame them for that. The Bills, they just tweaked. I still don't have faith in the Cardinals, even though I thought they could win against the 49ers without Jimmy G. But that's the key word, without Jimmy G, because the starting quarterback is a lot in football. So I'm going with the Vikings. They're clearly the better team in this situation. And I definitely think they're going to win this. The Bull, however, thinks there's going to be a major upset here and has the Cardinals beating the Vikings. But the Madden is going to say the Vikings do win, not by much, only 14-10, but the Vikings do win and get it done against the Cardinals. They have home field advantage too. They just seem like the much better team. I just don't see why the Vikings would lose that. Honestly, I don't like saying stuff like that because I feel like every time I do, the prediction doesn't go my way. But I have a lot of confidence in that prediction. To say the least. Sorry, Cardinals fans. Alright, next up we have my game. The Steelers game. The Steelers at the Bengals. The Steelers finally looking good after last week crushing the Falcons. The Bengals, though, they're coming back from a blown lead against the Dolphins. Bengals 4-1. Steelers 2-1. I think the Steelers are going to get this guy. I have faith in the Steelers again. My team. I have faith in the team to get done against the Bengals. They swept the Bengals 2 years in a row. I think they have what it takes to win this. The Bengals are going to be surprising. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be a very interesting game too. It's something that the Steelers cannot afford to lose if they want any chance to win this division again. I think the Steelers are going to win this game. But the Bull's going to say the Bengals win this game. However, Madden's going to say the Steelers win this game 28-21. That's a very realistic score. 1 touchdown game. This is definitely a game the Steelers could lose, but it's also one they could win. It's very could go either way. It's hard to predict. It probably is my bias pushing me towards the Steelers, but I can see how an outsider looking in this game could take the Bengals. But I don't know. The Steelers still have something there. They proved that last week. But will they bounce back? I still have faith, but it depends. Alright, next up we have the Chargers at the Browns. The Browns winning once again against their divisional rival, the Baltimore Ravens. I think that was a good thing at least for the Steelers in the long run, because I think the Ravens are going to end up winning more games than the Browns. But Cleveland could have something here. However, I think they're going to lose to the Chargers. I just think the Chargers aren't going to lose to the Browns. The Chargers do choke sometimes, but I just don't see it here against the Browns. They're just definitely the better team here. The Browns, Baker Mayfield is looking pretty good. They could get it done against the Chargers. I don't know. I just feel like the Chargers are going to get this one. So I'm taking the Chargers here. The Bulls going to take the Browns. Disagreeing with me a lot this time around. Very, very spooky because, me and the Bull are neck and neck here pretty much. Hopefully the Bull doesn't jump ahead. And Madden's actually going to take the Browns over the Chargers 45-28. A very high-scoring game. I mean, I don't know. They put that up against the Raiders. They could put it up against the Chargers with not that... Bless me. They could put up against the Chargers, not against... not that close of a game, though. I don't know. That depends. Alright, next up we have the Bills at the Texans. And I am going with the Texans. The Bills, kind of surprising win against the Titans by a point. And the Texans got done against the Cowboys. Texans, they're a team that needs to bounce back this season. I think they can and will get it done, at least against the Bills here. The Bills, even with their surprising wins, I don't think they have enough to get it done against the Texans. I think this is a game the Texans can definitely win. The Bulls going to agree with me with the Texans. Madden is going to predict the tie. Yes. Man predicts the Buffalo Bills and Tennessee Titans. What the heck? Houston Texans tying 10-10. Now this happened before, and basically, if man wants to predict a tie, man can predict a tie all at once. Because so if the Buffalo Bills and the Titans, why I keep saying the Titans? They've played them last week. If the Bills and the Texans tie, then man gets that prediction right. But me and the Bull would get added on to our 3 or 2 to make it 3. But if whoever wins, it doesn't matter. If a team wins that game, then man gets the prediction wrong. Which, I mean, I can't really control that with the Madden simulation. But yeah, I was hoping that wasn't gonna happen again. But hey, I guess it did. So oh well, that's how we're handling that. Just so you guys know. Next up, we have the Bears going up against the Miami Dolphins. Bears at Dolphins. I'm going with the Bears. The Bears are coming off a bye week. The Dolphins coming off a loss against the Bengals after blowing a lead. Still kind of mad about that because I like them to beat the Bengals. But I just don't think they're beating the Bears. I think the Bears are definitely a team that can beat the Dolphins with their defense. Not only that, Khalil Mack. I just think they're a really good team. Apologies, guys. I got disconnected from Madden, the EA servers, but I'm taking the Bears over the Dolphins. The Bulls going to disagree and take the Dolphins over the Bears. And Madden's going to take the Dolphins over the Bears 31-10. Maybe if the last year's Bears. I don't know. This year's Bears with Khalil Mack, I don't see it. I don't know. Alright. Next up, we have the Rams at the Broncos. Of course, I'm taking the Rams. I've taken them every week so far. They're just so stacked. They're a great team. Todd Gurley has been eating for fantasy football. I love the Rams are just, I don't think the Broncos are going to be the team that takes them down for the undefeated record. I'm liking the Rams here. And I'm liking the Rams for a lot of matchups. They haven't let me down yet, so I am definitely going to be taking the Rams here. And the Bulls also going to be taking the Rams over the Broncos. And Madden's going to take the Rams over the Broncos 33-11. Now, as you guys can see from last week, the Bull and Madden tried to go against the Rams, and it didn't work. It didn't work because I still took the Rams. I got it right. So now they're thinking, oh, he's doing this. Okay. So they're going with the Rams again. I see. Welcome back. Yeah. In all seriousness, though, the Rams are just too good of a team to lose to the Broncos, I think. And the Broncos are kind of shaky, too. They just came off a loss against the Jets. All right, next up, we have the Ravens at the Titans. The Ravens coming off a loss against the Cleveland Browns. And the Titans are coming off a loss against the Buffalo Bills. Both really low-scoring games. I am going with the Tennessee Titans. Because I would expect the Titans to actually lose this game. I would take the Ravens. So you're probably like, why are you taking the Titans then? Because so far, every time I took the Titans, they've lost. And every time I didn't, they won. Every time I expect them to win, they lose. Every time I expect them to lose, they win. So I'm expecting them to lose. So they're probably going to win. So I'm going to take them against the Ravens. Not only that, there's probably some Steelers bias in me that wants them to beat the Ravens. Because, of course, I want them to beat the Ravens, of course. So that's probably also a reason why I'm taking the Titans. And not only that, just the Titans can be a good team. And yeah, but both teams coming off similar losses, same way against really painfully slow, low-scoring games with like pretty good defense. It looks like. I don't know. I think this could be a decent game. But I think the Titans are going to come up on top. The Bulls actually going to agree and say the Titans win this game against the Ravens. However, Madden's going to say the Ravens win this. Not only do they win it, but they blow out the Titans 24-0, leaving them with a donut. Honestly, if the Ravens could do that, but as long as the Titans show up, they won't. If the Ravens don't show up, that won't happen either. It's all about showing up, pretty much, for that matchup. Alright, next up we have Jacksonville Jaguars at Cowboys. I'm going with the Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a loss against the Chiefs, but they're the Chiefs. That defense was just enough to stop Blake Bortles, and the offense was just too good to not get stopped every time by Jacksonville. So I still think Jacksonville's a pretty good team, still probably the best defense. I think it's going to be enough to take on the Dallas Cowboys, and I think Blake Bortles can step up and win the outscore the Cowboys against defense. Cowboys are going to score some points, but I think Jacksonville's just going to score more, and I'm taking the Jaguars to win over the Cowboys. So is the Bull. The Bulls agreeing with me and saying the Jaguars beat the Cowboys, and Man agrees with all of us saying the Jaguars win 21-16. It's a three-way agreement, which I actually think is only second of the episode, which is kind of cool. Alright, next up, this game, Sunday Night Football here. We have 2 games left. This game is the game of the week by far. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. This game, how do you predict this game? You have the 5-0 Kansas City Chiefs that looks like there is no stopping them against the New England Patriots, which are the Patriots. I've only successfully went against the Patriots once so far, and it was this season against the Jaguars. And you know what? I'm going against the Patriots again. I'm saying the Chiefs get it done because this is kind of similar to the Jacksonville matchup, but in reverse. I think the Kansas City Chiefs offense is going to tear up the New England defense, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to make just enough stops to get the Chiefs to win over the Patriots. Not by that much, but I think the Chiefs can win this. And of course, we got some Steelers bias in here, hoping the Patriots are going to lose. But you never know. This is a great game. This could go either way. The Patriots could definitely be the team to stop the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. But I think the way the defense on the Patriots side has been playing some of the games this series, like against Jacksonville and against Detroit, I really think if they play like that, which they might, they just are not going to be able to get against the Chiefs offense, and it's just the Chiefs offense is going to be too much for the Patriots defense. But the Bulls taking the New England Patriots winning against the Kansas City Chiefs. And Madden is going to take the Patriots winning against the Chiefs 38-31. That's a very, very, very realistic score for that game. I think it's going to be like that, only the other way. I think it would be like 38-31 with the Chiefs. But you never know. That's a very hard game to predict. It could go either way. I'm going against the Bull and Madden here. That they could definitely beat me on that prediction. I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. Oh, that's a game. That's definitely the game of the week right there. That's gonna be a really nice game. Alright. Last up, we have Monday Night Football. The 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. 49ers without Jimmy G. No, they lost to the Cardinals. I'm sorry. They're not going to beat the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and just, yeah, I mean, the Green Bay defense might slip up here and there, but they're going to be looking for a win after losing to Detroit. So, I think they can definitely win against the 49ers. The Bulls going to take the 49ers, however. Okay. I mean, maybe there could be an upset there. But Madden's going to be taking the Packers 35-24. Pretty high-scoring game, but you never know. So that is going to be it for the games predicted. And if you guys did not hear the Lions or Saints being called, that's because those teams are on a bye week. So the Lions and Saints are on their bye week. So let's really quickly recap this. We have Eagles at Giants. I have the Eagles. Bull has the Eagles. Man has the Eagles. Buccaneers at Falcons. I have the Falcons. Bull has the Buccaneers. Man has the Buccaneers. Panthers at Redskins. I have the Panthers. Bull has the Redskins. Man has the Redskins. Seahawks at Raiders. I have the Seahawks. Bull has the Seahawks. Madden has the Seahawks. Colts at Jets. I have the Colts. Bull has the Colts. Man has the Jets. Cardinals at Vikings. I have the Vikings. Bull has the Cardinals. Man has the Vikings. Steelers at Bengals. I have the Steelers. Bull has the Bengals. Madden has the Steelers. Chargers at Browns. I have the Chargers. Bull has the Browns. Man has the Browns. Bills at Texans. I have the Texans. Bull has the Texans. Man has a tie. Bears at Dolphins. I have the Bears. Bull has the Dolphins. Man has the Dolphins. Rams at Broncos. I have the Rams. Bull has the Rams. Man has the Rams. Ravens at Texans. I have the Ravens at Titans. I have the Titans. Bull has the Titans. Madden has the Ravens. Jaguars at Cowboys. I have the Jaguars. Bull has the Jaguars. Man has the Jaguars. Chiefs at Patriots. I have the Chiefs. Bull has the Patriots. Man has the Patriots. 49ers at Packers. I have the Packers. Bull has the 49ers. And Madden has the Packers. That is going to do it for Week 6 NFL game predictions for the 2018-2019 season. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys want to know how we all did, make sure you watch the Week 7 video, because like this week with Week 5, we'll be recapping how everyone did Week 6. And of course, we'll predict the next week for Week 7. That will be out hopefully before Thursday Night Football of the next following week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. You know, it's always up to you. And I'll see you guys in the next video you watch of me. Goodbye.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong.